Hello everyone, Chris Baum here for the actual Fluency, and today I'm on day 3 of my Pimsleur challenge. But before I get into that, I just wanted to show you how I go about doing Memrise, because I thought maybe it would be interesting for you to see my process. Maybe not, who knows, but this is how I do Memrise. This is my second Memrise course of the day, and I've already done one, as you can see, 10 planet, 80% accuracy, which is quite okay. You can also see the course that I'm currently planting in. So let's get started. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I haven't done this recording the screen at the same time as the webcam, so we'll see if it's useful, and if not, you might never see this, but let's go. So remember, these are new words. I might have picked them up from the audio course or any of my other studies, so some of them I might ignore, but just see how I do it. So we continue planting. Dom. I already know this word, so I'll say ignore. Tam. Tam. Always repeat the words a few times, and then you can see there's an example sentence. Jizn tam arashuya. Arashuya. Harasha. And then I just see if I can find some mems. These are quite useful in general. Some of them anyway. I mean, I don't know if these are useful. If you remember Tom Tom, then Tam Tam. Tam Tam will get you there. I think that's quite useful, so we'll go with that one. Choose. And then it asks you already, what word is it, and it's Tam. So Tam has also been in the Pimsleur course, so I know that. Jin, I also know, so just ignore it. Ili, I also know. And the reason I ignore these, and this is a new word, Gorot, city, I wasn't aware of this word. The reason I ignore them is because I could very well, keep them in the system and just keep learning them. But if they're already an integral part of my Russian mind already, then I'll just ignore them, and then, I will learn some words. So here we go. Gorot is a city. Gorot, and this is a horrible mem. What did little Billy say the first time he saw the city of St. Petersburg? Gorat. Gorot. If I had to come up with a mem, I would probably think of the Russian for year, which is god, and just insert la in the middle. Go, lad, Gorat. That means towns or city. Gorat. Ludi. This is one from the previous lesson, and it means people. I always use the hotkeys whenever possible. There's no reason to not do that. Slova, I already know this word, but I'm not comfortable enough that I'll remember it, so I'll keep it in here for now, but I have heard it before. I know that the Slova, I also know the pronunciation. Russian is a Slavic language, and that is Slavic. That's a good one. Slavic Slova. Town city is Gorod. Hit that. Word is Slova. Just had that. Glass. I didn't know this one, but not very comfortable with it. Also the spelling. I mean, you might be thinking it could be an O here, and you could think that maybe it's a C here instead of the Z sound. So glass, I'll keep that in. Glass for eye. Glass eye, I think that's a really good one. Slova. This word. Gorat is city. Tam is there. And I always repeat the words twice. So when I see the word, I say tam, and then when I hear the native speaker say it, I repeat it again. So now we have to type, and for this I'm using the Russian keyboard. I find that easier. Gorod. You could also use the touch thing, but it's not lined up as a normal keyboard, so I don't find it that useful. This is from the previous one. I don't have much time, so I'll just go with each every, which is Kajdi. And this is Samui, which is also from the previous, which means the very. Samui Balshoi Dom, the biggest house. Each and every is again Kajdi. каждый. I, glass. Glass. Glass is I. Glass. Tam. And you'll notice that I make quite a few mistakes whilst typing the Russian language, and that's because I'm not used to the keyboard layout. So sometimes I have to feel my way a little bit. The very most is Samoy, which is number 2. Samoy. Samoy. And there I found this ending. It's very common in Russian. The uy and y sound. So it ends with this glaz. Kind of an interesting ending there. Gorod, town city. Gorod. Tam. Tam. Over there. Each, every. And it starts with a K-A, D, and then that familiar ending again. Kajdi. Kajdi dien, meaning every day. It's always good to link the word to another word if you have trouble remembering words. So every day would be, I would use that to remember day and every. Glass is I. Glaz. I have to voice that at the end there. Word is slova. So we'll try and type that out. Slovo. Slova. People is ludi. It's plural. Slova is word. Slova. Town city is Gorod. And actually, ideally, you want to not look at the options and then try to retrieve from memory first. But sometimes I find that's quite difficult to do. First of all, because you're kind of interrupted in your pattern, but also it's hard to sometimes remember the words immediately. Slova. There is tam. Word is again Slova. Slova. And this is one of the nice things about Russian. It's very easy to spell. Glass. Definitely way easier than Danish and probably also English. City is Gorod. Gorod. I is glass. There is tam. There it is. Tam. Sizin tam harasho. People is ludi. And this is another example of easy to spell. Because there's only 4 letters. And you just do, it's exactly as it sounds. Ludi. There's no fancy tricks or anything. The very is, again, this Samui. And usually I get more mistakes than this, actually. I'm not showing off for the recording or anything. This is genuinely how I do Memrise. Just repetition all the time. Keep practicing the pronunciation, and hopefully you get 100%. If you don't worry about it. You saw I got 87% in the previous lesson, so you know, as long as you get more than 3/4 right, I think that's fine. You know, you can make mistakes, and also there are some times where you make mistakes in the spelling bit of it, but you still know the word and how it's said exactly. And I don't think it is a mistake, but I don't think it's as bad. You know, it's a bigger mistake to not know the word at all than it is to spell it with a S instead of a C, or you know, one of those fine little details, or whether the ending was just E or E. You know, those things don't really matter too much to me at this stage, but as long as I know the word, then I consider that a victory, and I don't go for 100% accuracy, although that would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's how I do Memrise, and as you can see from the timer, it took me a little less than 9 minutes to learn 10 words, and tomorrow they'll pop up again in the watering section, and then I'll have to revise them. But until then, I'll see you around.